Hi, I'm Dr. Saida, and this is a very short video exploring toxic shock syndrome, a very serious issue because it can be life-threatening, and the use of the jade egg. Now, the only reason we're having this discussion where we're associating TSS with jade egg is because very recently one medical doctor came forward and said that TSS could occur through the use of jade eggs, that jade eggs were dangerous, that women should not use them. What I want to lay to rest here is a few things. One, as a professional, we cannot make claims unless they're substantiated. Lay people can because people don't really know better, but as a professional, you know better. So you need to have a case, at least one case, hopefully more, but one case or a study or something substantiating a claim as heavy as this sexual empowerment tool is dangerous and life-threatening to a woman. In the United States alone, for the last 30 years, jade eggs have been in use. There is not one known case. In my own life, I have been using jade eggs for over 20 years. I've been teaching women all over the globe for nearly 2 decades. And in my organization and that of my colleagues, there has not been one known case associating TSS with the use of the jade egg, ever. So there are no cases, there are obviously no studies. So we cannot make this claim and say that TSS does occur if you use the jade egg. It's just unsubstantiated and false. The other piece is to understand TSS. Very recently, the Yale University released a study specifically on toxic shock syndrome. And one of the clear things that they state is that TSS started to occur when we went from using cotton tampons to synthetic tampons. Something in the synthetic fibers and heavy menstrual flow and not changing the tampon regularly would create the perfect environment for bacteria to grow, the bacteria associated with causing toxic shock syndrome, okay? So that's very specific. I want to make something clear. We do not use jade eggs during our menstrual cycle. I've never advised that use. I don't know of any of my colleagues who do. And if a woman, and this is something I do say, if you do start your menses and you happen to have the egg in, remove the egg. You'll want to sterilize it again, which is one of the rare moments we boil it. We don't boil it that often, but there are moments where we want to sterilize it, and with menstrual blood, you want to do that. So there's hygienic protocols for using the jade egg. Anyone who doesn't advocate hygiene with the use of the jade egg doesn't know what they're talking about. So proper hygiene, the fact that it's not used in the menstrual cycle, and there's just no way that it can absorb that much blood. Jade egg doesn't have that kind of absorbency. It's not a synthetic fiber that's just taking on a lot of blood. So this is just very clear of why we've never had any known cases of TSS with the jade egg. The last thing I want to say, the thing that concerns me the most, which is a greater issue, it's actually an issue of sexual sovereignty as a human birthright. And here's what's going on. In our society, we have a mandate, we have a way of really putting a lot of money and energy into the functional model of sexuality. This means how things work. We love how things work, and we figured a lot about how things work. So the how-to is the functional model. But I want to let you in on a little secret. Human beings are not machines. Human beings have feelings, they have thoughts, they have beliefs, they have limbic imprinting. So this is why in my dissertation, when I was looking at this global issue around, well, birthing rights, actually is where this terminology came from, it became very clear that the meaning model, the why behind our sexuality, was not being addressed. And the why is very important because the why is the reason that we would say that a woman's body is her birthright. No one has a sovereign say about what happens to her body. It's her birthright. It's a why reason. So if a woman is to explore empowering herself sexually, we can't just have a woman go to how-to, like grab this jade egg, put it in your vagina, move it around and pop it out, because that's a how process. a woman her sexuality is very deep. There's a deeper meaning to it, and it's a unique journey into herself. So we are actually disempowering women when we as professionals override women's erotic intelligence. It's very important not to do that. So this issue is pointing out to how socially and societally we treat women as things instead as beings. And so that's the last thing I want to say about that. I can continue this dialogue obviously in another video, but I want to keep this one short. So if you have any comments on TSS, the Jade egg, the functional model, or the greater why behind our sexuality, leave me a comment. If you love this video, please share it with as many women as possible. It's so essential that together as a collective, we form a new quality, a new standard of information based on fact and not on woo-woo ideas, and also not on unsubstantiated medical claims. Both of those ranges do not serve women. So leave me your thoughts and comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.